Alrighty, welcome back for the last game of this series. What an amazing series it has been, 2-2, and we've been seeing quite a bit of roster change. As always, I've been your caster. Alongside me, I have Aderett Luna.
Hey, so Boro, how'd you like the last couple of games, huh?
Honestly, I'm tired, man. I'm ready to call it a day, but what a fun series it has been. It was so fun.
Man, unfortunately, I didn't get to catch game three because I had to step out for a bit, but I caught most of game four, and oh man, oh, that was a nail biter.
Yeah, it's so much action, so much stuff going on. It's really hard to pinpoint everything that they're trying to do and all together.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm uh, I'm really curious as to how this game's gonna go. Both teams that got their backs to the wall, like, oh man. Whew. It's just like you have to wonder what MG Blades is thinking right now because I mean they had four Ocean Soul. It's one of the tankiest comps that you can get, especially with their champ pool from last game is just like
Mhm.
super tanky, and they still couldn't get it done. You got to be wondering, what can they do at this point to answer what Rawr is currently bringing to the table?
Yeah, but the first thing that we have to see though, will they ban the Veigar? Because as we saw, the Veigar was just such a beast in that game, and they really couldn't do anything.
It's a good question, right? Because for a while there, they were actually having a really rough time with the Vagar, but eventually he was able to get online,
Hmm.
and some of those event horizons were so clutch. There was the zoning from them, dropping them right on top of Zach when he's about to jump or he's in mid
Hmm.
jump. Same to Jax, just like the amount of CC that you get from Vagar Z is substantial to say the least.
Yeah, it's just so strong. Just Veigar just infinitely stacking it. There's literally no champion that is better than let's say Nasus. But even then Nasus, you really have to get in there with the flash or you just can't do anything.
Right, right. So the question at the end of the day is, I mean, if you ban the Vagar, what are you leaving up to come through? Because let me pull up their pro draft from last game.
Yeah, it's hard to like pinpoint what is necessary to ban and what is not. Because these two teams going back and forth, they could just leave something out and they would be able to win.
Right, right.
But the last time they banned whatever it was, Silas, Tristana, and Maokai, so it's gonna be either one of those three that has to go.
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean, of those options, it's just like, is it worth giving up one of those options for the Vigar?
Hmm.
Because the Vigar did come online, yes, but it wasn't until the late mid game into the actual late game that he was really able to put in the work. Up like the early game and the beginning of the mid game, he was definitely lacking, unfortunately.
Hmm.
But that's to be expected because you're laning against an Ari, and that is a very difficult lane if you're a Veigar.
Right, right. And Veigar, being that the control mage he is, it really doesn't take a lot for him to come online. Now that I'm thinking about it, he just hit a couple abilities, etc., and bada bing, bada boom, you got a game-winning Veigar on your team.
Right. Like if at some point he gets left uncontested and he can just go farm up his stacks on his Q, then I mean, yeah, that's going to be on you for leaving him to do so. But there is also the fact that he does still gain at least one stack per spell hit on an enemy champion.
Mm-hmm.
So extended fights also benefit Veigar.
Alright, yeah, Veigar, extended fights. If it lasts for like, what, 20, 30 seconds, he's gonna get at least like 3 stacks off. At least. At most, it's gonna be like somewhere around in the ballpark of like 10. If he, considering like the stacks and stuff. And like, the cooldowns and stuff. So,
Right. Well, like it just kind of depends, right? Because if you're weak, then you're going to be able to get more stacks in an extended fight. But if you're fed, well, there's not going to be an extended fight. There's just going to be a pile of bodies. So it just kind of depends.
Yep, and now we see the picks and bans has started. The first ban is going to be Yumi's, taking that away from Ari Lude.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, you definitely have expected it, or come to expect it to get banned away. But man, these picks and bans are going to be rapid fire. With Misfortune and Vladimir, the last ban is going to be with the time winding down. It's gonna be Sigil on the opposite side. It's gonna be Yumi, Trundle, and Tristana. So they will leave the Veigar up, but they do pick up the Maokai instead.
So here's the question: what's Rawr going to try to send into the Maokai? And I mean, of course, they're going to secure Rookter's Caitlyn.
Yeah, yeah.
That was just
It was too.
that was an outstanding game.
Yeah. I mean, I would expect to see another tank up in top lane, right? It's something that's just pure tank versus tank. So probably Ornn.
Possibly. Ornn wouldn't be a terrible pick.
Garen would work decently also.
Garen could work. They could take Set into Maokai as well.
True.
He's not as tanky, but he does have health regen that almost rivals Garen's outside of combat. And just having that true damage from the Haymaker could be that could be a game changer.
Right. Yeah, and they do pick up Sejuani, so they're going for another full AoE composition. So they're going back to their roots once again. But this time they're going to be picking up possibly Corki one more time. And just getting that little extra AP mix damage hybrid.
So definitely looking like a revisit to game one. Although, except this time, instead of Bubble Lift and the Caitlyn Morgana, it's going to be Rawr Rampage.
Urgot.
I like the Urgot pick, too. That Urgot is a very strong pick in the Maokai.
Very true. And now they have the option of banning away ADC and support now. As we saw, Aphelios was really strong, but also they have to ban ward boxes, supports also. And just like that, Veigar is going to be off the tables just like that.
I like the Veigar ban. I really like the Nautilus ban, too. If I'm Rampage, I would also probably be looking to ban possibly Leona, just so you don't have to worry about her.
True,
Um,
true, true.
just because that takes another tank off the table. They already have two tanks for MG Blaze, so the less tanks that they have is going to be more beneficial for Rawr Rampage.
Very true. But you also gotta remember they won't have that much damage if they go for another tank. They need some sort of like damage support or a damage amplifier for support.
Possible. Damage amplifiers could be something like Lulu with her attack speed buffs,
Mm-hmm.
or Janna with the bonus AD you get wall shielded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like those champions in general will help ADs a butt ton.
Hmm. And those are two enchanters that are really good into Morgana.
Mm-hmm. Between those champions, you really can't decide. But as we see, a Kane does come out, so it's gonna be relatively effective against Sejuani and Maokai. Just gonna be able to get all of that life out of them with this, with the survivability of Rust.
Very true. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Although it
Oh,
is, ooh, that's an interesting pick.
Kaisa Leona. This could be very interesting. The bot lane could very well be, and it will be the Leona. I love it.
Yeah, that's
It gives you extra damage with Leona's passive alongside a CC bot that literally never stops alongside with the Maokai CC bot.
true. And Leona's hard CC also helps Kaisa get her passive to go
Mm-hmm.
off too. Ooh, the Victor pick. Interesting. All right, all right. So I'm a little skeptical of Rampage's draft just because they don't have a full blown heavy.
Yeah, they are quite AD heavy, but Victor, if he gets ahead, can 1v9 the game. But you gotta remember that MG literally has two mega tanks that literally will soak up everything. That,
Right.
yeah, that, and they have a buttload of damage dealers too. They might as well just have Kaisa go full AP, and it will literally just shred the entire enemy team, regardless of what she builds. So, if that's the case, they have to focus Kaisa first, and then the corking. But knowing MG, they're gonna try to disrupt everything with the jungler top lane and his support, and then bring in their main damage dealers to clean up the fight.
Mm-hmm.
For
And
Rawr though, it's really weird. You can't really. It's like you gotta get a pick somehow. Yet you have an entire team comp that does a lot of damage, but against tanks, it's really not gonna do much.
right. I mean, Urgot, I believe he has some percentile damage in his kit. I don't know if it's current or max off the top of my head, but I mean, with the current top lane meta, trying to go champions that benefit off of like Blade of the Rune King, for example, or
Yeah,
even Black Cleaver on hit builds
yeah. Literally
are
both builds on Urgot is so good. It literally
yeah,
doesn't matter what he builds, he will murder you as long as you go tank.
right. So it's I don't know, it's definitely interesting. I mean, Victor, he can pull out a ton of damage, and he doesn't have to be up in people's faces.
Hmm.
So It's just the main issue is what is Rampage's main form of initiation? Because unlike the previous games, this isn't a team that's really looking to start a team fight. This is more maybe a counter engage or just trying to secure picks here and there and just kite.
It really does seem like it's a kite team, but then how would Kane work with this team comp? That's what I'm trying to think of. If it really was, then it literally is. If they full engage, they get the knockup with Rost, and then they just run away and fight like that.
Right.
That's the only way I can think that this will work. Otherwise, it's gonna be a little screwy.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
But it should be a fun game regardless.
Oh,
Uh,
for sure.
yeah. Man. I wonder what runes they will take, how the early game is gonna be, and if they will pick up the pace in this game compared to the other four.
I don't know, man. It's just like all so far, all four games have been so down to the wire that honestly we won't know until we actually get in game and see him play it out.
Uh, boy, oh boy. The Kaisa should be doing a lot towards 20-minute mark if he does build correctly. And he can circumnavigate all of the resistances and stuff.
Hmm.
With Makai, it should be a free killer instinct to regardless whoever it is. It really should be. Unless they build, let's say, QSS or like, was it Edge of Night? Even then, it's gonna be extremely hard for them not to get CC locked. Do we have any last things to talk about before we end this final picks and bans off?
Well, in 10 seconds, we'll see if that's is that going to be a Kane top and an Urgot jungle? Nope. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, there's
These
no way.
guys.
Yeah, there's like no way. But on that note, we're gonna be heading into mission. Stay tuned, and we will resume the stream once we hit the rift. We'll see you guys then.
Blast them, blast them, blast them, blast them.
Alrighty, welcome back to the last game of this series. I am MGB. Alongside me I have Arid Luna.
Man, I'm super hyped for this game. I think Rawr is gonna have a rougher time pulling off their comp, but they might just ride the momentum from the last game into a win.
Yeah, but
we'll just have to see, like, the mental of MG Blaze right now.
Yeah, that too. Also, we have to see if they will keep their mechanics intact because it's so late right now. I believe on the East Coast it's at 12 o'clock already, so they're probably trying to sleep already. But of course, this game has just been way too exciting, exhilarating. It was such a long series. I can't wait to see how this last game would decide it all.
That is true. It has definitely been a long night here, folks. It is almost, as you said, it's actually almost 1 in the morning on the East Coast. So, props to the teams for staying up and putting in work.
Yeah, it's so late already. I'm sure every team is trying to rush just to win this entire thing.
It's very possible, but you have to still be careful though, because if you rush, that's going to put you out of position, and that could just cause like multiple mishaps on either team back and forth and just end up dragging the game out.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for the Kane though. That's the one thing that I'm actually excited about.
Oh, for the Kane pick or just the game?
The Kane pick, man.
Ah.
Yeah, I actually just don't care about the team comps. I just want to see what the Kane would do, because you really don't see Kane anymore in organized 5.
That's kind of true. Like, it's just kind of hard to utilize how versatile he is, because your team has to be on point. Kind of like this. Like,
I mean,
textbook game.
Really can't go wrong with it, right? Really can't.
Yeah, not at all. Like, that was very clean. Good timing. You get the flash out of Dirty Hobo. Definitely puts him behind.
Yep. We also used the teleport, so extra spicy. Extremely well placed. The bind does land now. The Liana will go in onto Morgana. Arilutz is getting lower and lower. The Ignite is taking lower and lower. However, Word Box is on Rookter. Rookter getting lower and lower. But he will survive still. Now,
Yeah,
CPEC will flash over the bind. Arilutz will be the first one to die. And Rookter will live on the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, very good answer by CPEC. I mean, they didn't have vision of CPEC possibly coming down from the river, so it's definitely something that Rampage should keep in mind. Like, they do have the Tribush warded, which that is also a very common gank path from Sejuani. So,
Dirty
either way, it's just hit and miss.
Right. Oh, Bubble Lift is playing life dangerously. He has to back right now if he doesn't want to die. But PvE is in the area. PvE playing every freaking role in this series so far. PvE might actually not get the kill. He will not, but he will get the stacks at least.
Oh man, you hate to see it, folks. That was so close, but the clutch stun from Leona just keeping Bubblelift alive.
Man, alright. Exhilarating start. Indeed, it's just playing extremely well on the Urgot, even though it's not meant for organized fives all that well.
Yeah, it's definitely. Ooh, good
Nice
binding, very good
bind, but the W just barely misses. Now, Pekka has to be very careful here. He doesn't have any mana and could lose it all. CPAC getting lower and lower. The Kaiser W just only brings Ari Ludes to a little lower.
Yeah, very good shot block by Ori Ludes. Potentially risking her life there, but saving the dragon for her team. Definitely a good call, I feel like.
Right, yeah. Just give me a second. But yeah, that's for sure. But Dirty Hobo has been playing extremely well this series. He's been playing well. He hasn't been subbed out yet or at all. Even though he had a bad game too, he's never been tilted off his mind.
That's very true. As far as I'm aware, like I said earlier, I did unfortunately have to miss out.
Dirty
on
Hobo
gameplay.
though, he's getting lower and lower. The Conqueror stacks is getting to him, but the execution is just much better from Deity.
Edie's just looking to his next customer and be like, so I heard you ordered a bag of fresh mulch. Here you go, straight from the grinder. Ooh.
Man, yeah. Back from the dead will kill everyone. Or so I hear. The Warbox will go in, but Rookter will get a headshot on the minion instead.
Yep, Richter, yeah, everyone right now is just playing very, very well, surprisingly, for, like I said, how late it is.
Yeah. I mean, you also gotta remember, some of these players don't live on the East Coast. But still, it's still, even on the West Coast, it's still like 9:55, so it really doesn't matter on what side of the country you are on.
Right,
And-
I mean, like, currently for me, I'm Central, so it's just now hitting midnight.
Man,
Or, yeah, 5 minutes still, but still.
Yeah, this might look like it's actually another 35-minute game, which I'm not excited for, but this is something we have to do. It is the last game, so, man, gotta love everything in it.
Well, I'll have the excitement for both of us, because I am hyped for this game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's quite a bit of damage on Ward Box. And now,
So you definitely gotta wonder, like, right now, if... Ooh, that was close.
that was so close.
So, you know, like I was saying, like, both teams, while they are playing very well, they have to be on, like on pins right now. Their nerves have to be going nuts. Just because of how tense this game is.
Oh, the flash Q actually lands, but an even faster black shield comes on, and now PvE is in the fight. Bubble Lift, Wardbox, and CPAC won't be able to get anything out of it, except for a couple summer spells.
That was definitely an interesting net from Richter. I think he accidentally netted himself into MG Blaze, but fortunately for him, he had his flash available, so he was able to get out It actually looked really fancy. It was some very good skill dodging there.
I mean, I also kind of have the problem when I play Caitlyn. Also, you just try to like, do a net flash, but you know, you kind of fat finger your flash and do it way too early. And Rook, they're getting lower and lower. And MG Bubble Up would find one more indeed. Ari eludes. Doesn't have any mana, but is still walking up. However, CPEX is now going to be fighting PvE in the river. Now, Kane getting lower and lower. Oh, that Leona E. If that Zenith Blade hit, it would have been much or over for PvE already.
Well, maybe, because Leona did get hit by the binding. So she just would have, you know, she just would have went straight to him while not being able to at least move. Like, she could still auto, potentially. But by then, he might have been able to heal off of her as well.
Oh, Dirty Hobo. He's still sitting there. He's getting lower and lower. But he might be able to get that execution after Aftershock ends. Lower and lower, the execution does turn on. Now Corki is forced to TP in and maybe get one more kill in the process. But MG Zyra is getting lower and lower, and he's brought down to 40 HP before he dies.
Yeah, good answer by MG Zyra with the teleport. But he did almost die there because of the fear from the Urgot ult going off in the execute.
And that will be the second drag secured for Rawr Rampage. Oh, a Myth Solar Eclipse, but an even better Zenith Blade. Will Rookter die here? It's gonna be a very tight one. Will be the missile hit, and it seems that he won't try for it.
Yeah, very clean Morgult keeping Rookter alive.
Yeah, Ari Lutz is playing extraordinarily well this time around, keeping Caitlyn alive. Zenith Blade once again, but the traps don't quite land on Wardbox. Now they have to be careful for PvE. PvE is running up through from the river. Wardbox getting the stun, but he might sacrifice his life to live, or let Kaisa live here. But Deity just, damn, he's just wrecking the tower here.
Yeah, Deity definitely put in a lot of work in the top lane.
And Dirty Hobo is getting quite a bit of damage from the turrets. Now Deity, it looks like he's going to Black Cleaver build, but that is a lot of damage to Dirty Hobo.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of what I was pointing out earlier. Just like Urgot, he can put out a lot of damage regardless of how tanky.
Oh, Squishy Pickles!
Is. Oh no!
Oh my. Now MG Zyra might get a 2k here if he plays this extremely well. PvE. Oh, how did that missile miss? And gets one. Kane was a little too greedy. Oh my.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see what PvE was going for there. It was a good attempt, but like you said, just a little too greedy.
A little too greedy, but if he did pull it off, ooh wait, that would have been what an upset.
That's true. That would have been some nice gold in his pocket, because Zyra does yet again.
Oh, the double stun. But they won't go quite for it, and they will get 2 plates out of it.
I mean, 2 plates is better than nothing.
True, but you would love to see the turret though. That's for sure. Deity going straight back in there, getting the damage, the execution, but not quite.
Yep, not quite enough. Didn't get him low enough for the execution to pop. Definitely a good attempt. Maybe a little risky being that close to turret. And he doesn't really have any vision in the river either, so unless at some point CPEC stepped over a ward placed in the bot lane, he wouldn't have known.
Ooh, wow, that was such a short black shield. However, lower it may be, Leona is tanking up the turret and Morgana is getting lower and lower. However, we see the Corki picking up the kill onto Morgana.
Yep. But Morgana nailing that dark binding while Bubble Lift was still in turret range was able to get that kill off.
Top lane though, Dirty Hobo not respecting the Kane's red form, and it might look like that Dirty Hobo will end up getting his own life here. He's getting lower and lower. Just keep delaying that kill.
Yeah, this is definitely a very, very split game right now. MG Blaze, they are ahead in gold, having a couple of kills. But I mean, aside from that, objective-wise, Rampage is actually currently winning. They're about to get their first turn of the game, and they
Zyra,
have
though.
2 dragons.
Zyra, that's an excellent flip. Now let's see if he can finish this one off. Oh, that's so close, but not quite. But he will get the turret though.
Yeah, that was again a very good response from Zyra. But they're definitely gonna have to be careful because Urgot's got that black cleaver now. So the next time Zyra tries to do that, it might not work.
This might be another skirmish if all Leona's in there, but the killer instinct won't do much. Now Kane is in the area, and this momentum has been shifted back and forth, and now in the hands of Rampage.
Yeah, that was very, very nice. It was good timing from PvE, getting in there and be able to help with the knock-up.
Right. Will they be able to steal it? It's gonna be a close one. No, it will not. Victor will be the one to secure it instead. Now CPEC is looking for more. He's bloodthirsty. Maokai ult's coming through, knocking one for Zyra, another one for the tree.
Man, that was very close for Rampage. They were almost able to get those kills.
Man, if he had the skin, it would have been the Lorax. But Bubble Lift is kind of smurfing there, flashing over the binder to get one free kill.
Yeah, that was actually really clean.
The tempo this game alone has been much faster than every game of both sides. Now Deity going extremely ham will secure the Raptors, but it seems that they will have no idea about this Herald.
Right. So it's...
Oh, maybe? Okay, yeah, no.
No, I believe this is the second Herald for MG Blaze this game. But I'm curious if Rampage will be able to get that 4th dragon, because they already have 3. Next dragon will be soul point for them.
Yeah. It's just, oh my bro. It's just, that's, I really can't tell who will actually lead this game, because that's like 2 Rift Herald this game, and like 7 Rift Heralds over the course of this series.
Yes, definitely a lot of objective control from both teams this game, or this series rather.
Yeah.
It's definitely starting to look like just like the other games. Whoever's able to pull the trigger first and get the pick will win the fight.
Let's actually take a look into the gold leads right now. So we got like 1k on Urgot, and like 1k on Sejuani, like 2-ish Ks. Oh, but hold on a second, we have a little bit of fight on our hands. Dirty Hobo literally not taking any damage, and will they try to go for this? We do see a TP coming through, and Dirty Hope will actually find 1 kill on PvE. Now, Didi has to run for his life. He's gonna have to run. He gotta use those legs, man. He has to use it.
Yeah, but you almost question that play because MG Blaze essentially almost sent everyone from their team, except for the Sejuani, towards the top side to deal with Urgot. And in the process, MG Bubblelift got picked up by Squishy Pickle.
Yeah. I guess the pickle was just too much for a Bubblelift.
Possibly.
Man. Never thought I would be saying that in my life.
I mean... well, what are we doing? Watching Rick and Morty?
Alright, yeah, Pickle Rick, yeah, I got you. Oh, that was a lot of damage on Rook 3.
Yeah, that was. I mean, just look at Kaisa's build, though. I mean, they already have a Mana Moon and Ragewade finished.
Yeah, this is a little weird from Bubblelift this time around. He really doesn't have a high CS this time around. I believe this is the only game we've seen Bubblelift with an abnormally average CS in this league, I think.
That is true. I'm fairly certain the Bubblelift is usually on top of CS charts.
Yeah, it's actually kind of weird now I think about it. And Dragon is coming up, so they will have to get vision and priority on the Drag if they want to try to do anything. If MG wants to live here and win this series.
Yeah, Batty needs to be careful though, or else he's just going to get baited into the rest of MG Blaze.
Very true. Miss Uniblade, Miss Solar Eclipse, but however, a good bind coming out from Ari eludes.
Yeah, missing those.
Yeah, that crit, that bind is doing a lot more work than they could ever be doing. That's a miss. Glacial Prison, now Zara's on Rookter. Rookter will actually turn the tides around, and PvE is in deep. He's in for a treat and brings it to the position that he would need. The Rookter slap. Deity flipped CPEC, and that's 1, that's a 2, and Dirty Hobo is still alive somehow after all of that. And that's gonna be a clean, a 2 for 5 ace for Rampage.
Yeah, and that opens up the gates for Rampage to not only get Soul, but get this free mid turret as well. Possibly 2. No, Kaisa will be up soon. So
yeah, it'll be close.
Just the 1.
Yeah, it will be close. I'm sure it's fine. But that's probably the biggest throw of any series so far.
Yeah, that was well, I don't know, because
No, because they had the position and everything. All they had to do was wait it all out. If they had the patience, they would have won it all, I believe.
True, but if I'm not mistaken, I did hear that towards the end of Game 3, there was a throw at a dragon fight that ended up being extremely detrimental to Rampage.
True, it's both a throw in the series. Man, I just can't tell, like, what is the bigger throw in this series? Game 3 or this one?
It's definitely hard to decide. Because, I mean, Rookter, he did his job. He got in there, he took out both the carries. Like, textbook. Like, he was like, man, you know what? They're that low. I'm just going to go for it. Got in there, got the damage done. The rest of the team was able to clean up. Got soul point for their team. I mean...
Yeah, lower
like, what more can you say?
Yeah. You get a lot of bursts from Corki and Kaisa. But how much of it is actually going to be a sustained damage, though? It's...
Right.
Because once you get that burst, you really don't get anything else off of that.
Right. Now, that being said, since we are going to Elder so early, if MG Blaze can get a steal on Elder, that will be huge. Because, like you said, Kaisa and Corki, they both have a huge amount of burst damage. So they can very quickly get someone to that execution threshold.
Right. But it's a very small window. First, they're gonna have to go for Baron, and then the Elder. And even that is gonna be a very small window to get either one of them. Because they literally have priority over basically the entire map.
Right. So it will definitely be very interesting to see what MG Blaze does at this point. Right now, what they could hope for is if Rampage doesn't take Baron anytime soon, then whenever Elder does come up, MG Blaze has to make a call then and there. Do we try to go for the death ball and set up a death bush and just answer whatever they go for? Or do we just go straight for the other one?
It's certainly a hard one to think about it, but it's gonna be basically off of execution around this game.
Like, if I'm Rampage right now, my mindset would be, okay, so we have Soul. We definitely don't want to risk giving them the Elder. So I would try to bait out the Baron and have the Death Bush set up at Elder. And just get picks like that, and then just crack the mid lane open.
Yeah, you gotta crack it somehow. And you have to get the side also, but you got the enormous 2 chunky tanks in the bot lane, but then you got a squishy Zyra in the top lane. But he would literally kill you in literally milliseconds if you are one of the squishy ones. Oh, that's a nice vine, but an even better execution from Deity. And that might as well be a Baron.
That definitely sets up very good priority for a Baron call if they want it.
Ooh, flashes right in the direction of it, and that will be 1 free kill. And now, PvE, Deity, they're all fighting. Bubblet knows his positioning really well, but how much will it actually be used? Ross is right on them. Will he be able to get a knock-up? No, he will not. And the 4 of them will live for the price of 2.
Yeah, unfortunately for Rampage, Richter wasn't anywhere near able to help put out any kind of damage output for that. Had he been closer to the team, he might have been able to pick up those kills.
Yeah, maybe.
Definitely have to respect the burst that Akaisa can put out.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's hard though, man. It's really, really hard. It's like every game in this series so far has literally been back and forth. Hasn't been like no clear winners.
Very true. I mean, we're 28 minutes in, and we look at the gold count right now. It's like a 200 gold difference. To be that far into the game and be that close is extremely telling of how the series has been all night.
Yeah, like, these 2 teams have definitely been evolving non-stop, but just within the past series alone, couple of series, Rawr Rampage has definitely improved a lot. Same with MG Blaze, but MG Blaze has always been on top. And this is, I believe, the only time that MG Blaze actually lost a couple of games. Rookter in the back, Glacial Prison, and Wardbox instantly dead. Rookter takes 1 to the grave with him. Now it's gonna a 4v3. Our Squishy Pickle getting bursted down. That's a 2-4-1. And this is like the stocks. There's only trays. No. clear, free stuff. Okay, take one, and that's gonna be for free. That might as well be a free Elder.
Yeah, I mean, you have a level 16 Urgot. If you don't have the damage, I would be questioning things.
Yeah, I mean that's what you get with an 8 and 2 Urgot, right?
I mean, not to mention he's got a Death Stance, a Black Cleaver, and I believe that's Mortal Reminder.
But man, with all those legs, really gives you a lot more damage, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
And you can't even execute. Oh my. So you might as well just let the Elder do anything without the Urgot ult.
Yeah, like right now, yeah, you have Caitlyn being able to put out damage, but right now, Caitlyn's just the vice president. Right now, Urgot's your president. Protect the Urgot.
Just escort your, six-legged present Urgot. And you will win every fight.
Oh, for sure.
But, you know, Pajama started Guardian Urgot. You got it there.
Best skin.
I don't know about that one, Chief. But
Nah, man. Hands down, best skin.
sure, man, sure. But man, that's gonna be a Baron and an Elder for them. They're gonna be massive popping off. They have 5k up, and now they look for a pick. They go for turrets, and try hopefully end it all.
Yeah, this is definitely coming down to the wire. We are starting to get the extremely long respawn timers, and now something to note is that Rampage only has 2 with Elder Dragon buff, but even then, like that could just be enough.
But you also got Urgot mid just pushing it in the tower, so they literally have to answer one or the other, or they just lose both. Oh, but this could be really bad though. It's a literal 4v1 deity. Oh my. Rookter still has his execution. Man.
Yeah, I mean, like they might have lost their Urgot, but they're getting the mid in him. They have top lane pushed up. They still have Baron, and I mean, it's still another 3.5 minutes roughly till next dragon.
Yeah, technically.
So, I mean, right now, if you're Rampage, you're either just going to be looking to get that top lane cracked open, or maybe even just push out bot, just because Elder Dragon will be the first objective up. And if you're MG Blaze, right now, you just got to try to hold off the supers, and if you can make a pick, then by all means, get that pick, because they're no slouch. They are really strong as well. With the 9-4-2 Corki and the 6-4-6 Kaisa, I mean, they can still put out a lot of damage.
Yeah, they can, but it's not gonna be a lot though. That's the thing.
Like, against the Urgot, maybe not. Against Ross, maybe not. But, like, if they can catch Rooker out, maybe Ari Ludes or Squishy Pickle, like, that would be very substantial for MG Blaze.
But Christ almighty. I wonder how tanky Sejuani is gonna be with the stone plate. But again, Rampage has just basically pure damage and will kill everything in its way, as long they have, you know, a team to back up that one person.
That is true.
But wow, we have Maokai in the bot lane, but we got an army in a top lane, so I guess it really doesn't matter. And Dirty Hobo getting even dirtier, getting flipped across Urgot's character model.
Yeah, it's just like at this point, it's like Hobo can't do anything to Urgot. It's like he was going like all in at Urgot, and Urgot just like he didn't even look at him barely. He's just kind of like shrugged it off, like okay.
Yeah, it's like you're looking at me. Well, take this barrage of bullets.
For real.
Oh my! Just running it down, doing a lot more. In the top lane, they're still pressuring. They got the supers mid. They literally can do anything they want right now. And
Yeah,
they
Rampage.
got. Yeah,
Rampage is definitely.
They got Elder in a minute. They could go for that, or they could look for an extremely coin flip fight and win it all.
Like they're definitely playing this very mechanically right now. Well, like you said, they have the supers in mid lane. They're holding tons of pressure top, and MG Blaze is now having to send, like they're having to split their forces to deal with Urgot and the supers.
Here comes the Lorax. The Lorax flashes in W's. However, this is gonna be extremely coin flippy. Already loses Zanya's. However, MG Zyro on the side will die to Deity. Deity just doing a massive amount of damage. That's a double kill. That's a triple kill, and that will be an ace, and that will be the game for Rampage.
Yeah, the respawn timers are way too long. Mid inhib's still down. Like it might be coming back up, and yeah, like there it is, folks. It might have took all season, but it happened.
We finally brought down MG.
The king has fallen.
No, I wouldn't say king. The Goliath has fallen.
The Titans have been extinguished by the gods. Zeus has answered to Kronos. Well played, Rawr Rampage.
Yeah. And I'm getting a lot of cringe from my friends list. Cool.
Ah, fun.
How fun. But let's go. We brought down the Goliath.
Yeah, that was a hell of a series.
But man, oh man. And let's quickly take a look, and then we're going to be heading intermission, and we'll be back with an interview after the intermissions. Wow, they really won with Urgot only doing 36,000. I thought he would have done more.
Oh yeah, just only 36,000.
Yeah,
just
only
no,
36,000. Honestly, I thought he was going to do 50k there.
Nah, it's fine.
Nah, it's fine. Yeah. But yeah, with that being said, do we have any last note before we go into intermission?
Like I was saying, hell of a series, well played by both teams. Good job sticking it out through all 5 games. It was definitely a treat to watch and cast.
As you heard it there, folks. We've been your casters for now, and we're gonna be heading intermission. And we'll see you guys when we have the interview set up. Alrighty, welcome back. Now we have the interview with the winning team with Ari Lutz and Finny. How are you guys feeling after those 5 games?
Honestly, I think our team lost a little bit of momentum in the beginning, but we came back doing what we do best, and that's literally shit talking each other in the chat and memeing.
Bro, we were going off at each other, but we ended up memeing it out.
Honestly, it was just e-girl difference.
Right. Random meme casters, do you have anything else to ask before we hand it over to Doki?
Oh, for sure. Doki can wait. We got lots of... You guys faced MG Blades throughout the split, and tonight's the first time you beat them. So how does it feel to beat them and become champions after losing to them in the...
I mean, after all this go ahead, Finny.
I was just gonna say Finny difference because I didn't play them at all except for week 1 when our roster exploded.
Did you play them the last week?
No, I had a COD tournament.
Also, it feels real good when a team talks shit entirely about our team and we come back and beat them in finals. Like, yeah, okay, you can beat us in quarterfinals, but the only thing that matters is finals.
True enough. The only thing that matters is the playoffs, and you guys did finally meet in the finals of all places. So lots of drama there. Now, in terms of the finals, it actually went really close. I think this is the only full best of 5 we've had this split, and it was real. Like even the individual games were super back and forth. So, out of all 5 games, which were the most standout game?
I got to. They didn't. I played on a team with Zyra before, and like respect him as a player, like everything like that. I don't know why he wasn't yelling at his team like, "Why aren't you banning Yumi? Why aren't you banning Yumi?"
Yeah, for sure. That game too, your Yumi was on point. There's so many times that you saved your teammates from being at like 10 health, 20 health, and all of a sudden, oh hey, look, we just got an ace. You're welcome.
I would go in as set, and I'd be like, okay, I'm dead. And then all of a sudden, I just see my health get refilled all the way back from Yumi.
Yeah, that was pretty disgusting, actually, watching that. You did that through healing cut that they had built on, was it Affiliates, I think? No, I can't remember who the champion is.
It was on Ari. Ari had Morello. And I think Affiliates actually had Executioner's Calling too.
Yeah, it was Affiliates at the Executioner's Calling already, yeah. And you were healing right through that. It was incredible between that. And the thing I want to talk about a bit is your roster here. So in terms of your roster, you guys used 7 people tonight in various positions across all 5 games. Like, what was the thinking?
Honestly, we didn't expect to play Squishy Pickle tonight at the start. We expected to actually have Nats in here, but I guess he was a little too scared to face his old team. Maybe.
Oh,
I'll just say he might have had some IRL stuff. But he couldn't be here, so we actually got one of my IRL friends to come in. He's been on the roster for a while, and being able to play with him competitively again was really nice. Like I played on a team with him before, and then we've been known for musical chairs around here recently. But I definitely think, when it came down to it, when we hit that hard point, we're like, okay, we're done fucking around. We're putting people in roles where they need to be. And I think that really shows I think it shows the strengths of our team as a whole. Like if people are looking to scout some of us teams, we're all flex players. All of us can pretty much play any rotation. I think it's honestly a strength of our team.
True.
Definitely. I mean, lots of lane swaps there. I think Finny played 3 roles this split. JJ or PVE played 3 as well. You played 3 as well. So
I think I played 4. I think I played support too.
Yes, Finny did play support at
one. It was one of the games this evening, I believe. He actually wasn't it?
No, that was JJ.
Oh, that's right. My mistake.
Man, we should have had Finny play top lane. Then we could have gotten the award for player playing the most roles.
The most flexible player on team.
Would have been. Game 5, I couldn't play anymore because my eyes were burning and I couldn't see. That's why I kept on losing every single smite fight,
Oh.
bro. I had to like look at 2 different things. And I'm like, I can't see. It's gonna be out.
I can't lie. We got the first dragon. JJ smited it, and he goes, "Honestly, it's Finny different."
They didn't contest you guys at all, though. That's not fair.
I mean, you gotta admit, you gave up more objectives than Jay. That is a fact. But moving on, so one last question from us to you guys is, who would you vote for MVP on your team and on MG Blaze?
Honestly, on MG, I think
Zyra.
Zyra. Honestly, like he's the core strength of his team. I'm sorry, but MGs wouldn't have won some of those games tonight if they didn't have Zyra.
Yeah, honestly,
He made such a
Zyra
difference.
literally like 1v5'd. And
I was
Double Lip
screaming at my
occasionally
team.
showed up too, but
I mean, Bubba Liv talked a big talk, but I didn't see it tonight. Maybe he was a little scared of the Yumi, dude. Because honestly, apparently MG really hates Yumi, and I'm gonna make sure that I remind them that. All jokes aside, MG did like huge fucking applause to you guys. Like it coming out fucking undefeated in the season. It was an honor.
for our team, I would probably say, I don't know. Everybody did so well. I just vote my whole team.
Honestly,
Like,
see,
there's
Finny,
games-
Finny, I feel like we're just gonna vote for each other at this point.
There's games that like everybody like stepped up. Like Richter did good like
Yeah.
one game, Deity did good this game, I did good a game, JJ did good a game, Vixen did good a game. Like I think we had like a really strong group there, and also Squishy. I forgot Squishy.
So for the series, if you had to pick one person across all 5 games who performed the best across 5 games, who would you give it to on your team?
I don't know,
Honestly,
everybody did that.
dude, it's me. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I'd have to give it to, honestly, I'd probably give it to Squishy Pickle because he had the highest mental I've ever seen. And like, I know after one of the games, he was like, dude, all they're doing is arguing. What do? I feel so awkward. But he helped pull the team back together. He helped make a lot of calls. Like, and overall, he was a pretty consistent player. And like, even when he was behind, he was still playing very much for the team. And that shows.
Drew a ton of bans as well throughout the series. And Finny, who would you vote for MVP?
I really don't know. Everybody did great. Like, I don't know. It's really rough. Like, I think when we had JJ support, like we had some really awesome engages with me and him as Tarek, and then like there's it's just too many options. Can I just give it to like the 6th man? Like
Well, you had 7, so you can pick whichever one's your 6th.
Okay. Our 6th player is Mr. Invisible. I give it to him. Good job,
Okay,
Mr.
so
Invisible.
he's giving it to JJ on the Tarek with his cosmic radiance. You heard it here, guys.
Oh,
Good
I
job.
didn't say that. That's
Dude, that's not his words.
Take it out of context.
Tarek could play, so that's where we're going with that one. Okay, so before we let you guys go, is there anything you'd like to say in the chat?
Honestly, I gotta throw this one out to my boy because I know he's watching the stream right now. Revert Mord. Fucking Revert Mord. All jokes aside, I really want to thank like all the teams that fucking played in this play. I know some of them are still here watching and really saying like it was an honor to honestly play against everyone and see how far a team could go without any synergy. Like this team has been through so many roster changes, so many schedule changes, so many just not practicing, there's been so many roadblocks, but I am so glad that I was here for the ride because right now, I came in tonight, I was feeling pretty low, and I'm leaving tonight feeling really high, and I think that's what matters.
Also, my cats get treats tomorrow because we won. Okay. So free Finny's cat.
Also, free Simba.
R.I.P. my boy Simba.
Okay,
Simba's my fish. Don't worry.
Oh, also, 2 chips back to back. I mean, I feel bad for Zyra right now because he can't say the same. Me and Rookter now have 2 chips back to back in tournament.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Matt's also got a chip even though he didn't play for so
Yeah.
long.
What, did he even play in a game?
Not for Rampage. I don't.
Oh, he played the game.
think-
At the
He played the
beginning,
first
he did
game.
play at the
Didn't he
beginning.
play
That
like
is
the
true.
very first one?
Yes.
Yeah,
And then he left.
and then he came
But you
back.
get the chip. So.
And he came back. So I guess
That's what you call 200 IQ right there, guys. Just leave the team in
he
a joke
came in
bag.
for the chip.
Well, so you heard it here, guys. So don't practice, no synergy. That's how you win games, and make sure you
Flame
hop on the roster before they win the final game. That's how you win tournaments.
Also, flame your teammates when they
It's
push
very
down mid.
important. It's very important to occasionally hear in the background your jungling your top laner going, "You're gay," and he's like, "Thanks."
Okay, and please know this is not the official stand of Coalition League or of Rawr, but thank you guys for dropping. And yeah, thanks for playing. Congratulations.
Oh, and also thank you to the coalition, like casters, like y'all really came through. The streamers came through.
Yeah, you all stayed up.
Some of the
till-
staff was hanging out a little bit, but you guys have been really consistent. And I want to thank you guys for your time as well, because like we're here having fun playing. Like y'all are doing all the hard lifting.
Thank you. We
Especially-
really appreciate that. Sorry, Finny?
I was gonna say, especially with all of our roster changes every week.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I'm going to get that off stream, but thank you guys. I'm going to move you guys back to your channel now. Thank you.
All right, what a ride.
Yeah, what a ride indeed.
Man. Alright. Do we have any last things before we end this split?
Yeah, I think we're getting an announcement from the boss man himself, Doki.
Okay, let's do this quick, because everyone's trying to sleep. For gold, we only have one spot open. That's it. 11 out of 12 spots are taken. For silver, we have 4 spots that are reserved. I'm sorry, 3 spots that are reserved from the same org, so we're just waiting from them to put in their application. Everything's closing on Sunday, and then next week, same time around Friday, the new rules will be released alongside with the new teams. The way we're going to be doing teams for Go Leagues, it's going to be 6 teams in each 8 week. And the original teams that come back, they will decide which bracket they're going to be in. The new 6 teams we already have, they don't get to decide. So we already have 5 returning out of our original 8. That's pretty much it. Well, actually 6, but one of them's going to the Silver League. So that's all next week. So if you guys want to close it out, it's up to you guys.
Right, you heard it there. We got the news for the next split and all of that stuff of this season of the teams are returning and stuff. With that being said, do we have any last notes from our casters before we close it out?
It's been a great inaugural split. I'm looking forward to the next one. Great games.
Yeah, thanks to everybody who's tuned in, who's supported and watched all the games here. Thank you guys for popping in. Thanks to all the teams for joining us, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you guys next split.
Yep, as what they said. Thank you guys for all coming out. This couldn't have been done without you guys, and from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much, and that's literally what I have to say. With that being said, I think we're gonna end it here, and we will send you guys farewell with some music.